Hi, I'm Jay Jacobs, and welcome to another episode of Going Beyond the Scale. On the weekend, on Saturdays and Sundays, I really like to be able to do kind of a Q&A with people, people that come on, go live. I can answer some questions. It's not just questions. Maybe they have something they want to share. Maybe it's a comment. Maybe it's an idea. Maybe it's something they want to request. So as we keep going forward with Going Beyond the Scale, our weekends are really that opportunity for you to be able to step up, get on stage, and have a conversation, and we can learn something together. Today, I switched it up a little bit because I'm asking everyone a question. It would mean so much to me if you would take some time and actually comment. Maybe send this to somebody that you know that would make a comment, because I think it's something that is critical, that if we're ever going to get our arms around health and well-being in a way that's going to really work, we need to get the medical community involved in a way that's empowering, that's not hiding, not harboring things. But it's really going to be important for people that are doctors, nurses practitioners, technicians, even insurance companies, anybody in the world of kind of being a catcher's mitt to when any of us have any medical issue, something where we need help. We need to have people become much more listeners and much more engaged in getting people to hear what's so and be able to take some kind of action that's going to support them. Are people going to hear what's so or the truth and always do it? No, they're not going to. We, as human beings, we know probably everything we need to know about being healthy, whether it's not drinking too much, not smoking, not eating too much, not stressing ourselves. We know everything you need to know. There's no need for you not knowing, because pretty much every answer is out there. Now, there's also screwy stuff that's out there too. But I have heard, I can't tell you how many countless times I've heard people come to me and they're very upset. And they ask me, like, what do they do when they go to the doctor? And they go to the doctor and the doctor starts judging them. They start telling them the obvious. You need to lose weight. You need to eat fruits and vegetables. You need to walk more, whatever that is. But the one that really guts most people is, they either outwardly shame them about their size, or they infer it. And here's the thing that tends to happen. I've never met a doctor yet that ever really helped me ever about my weight. It was an obvious conversation. You need to lose weight. Duh. Like, I don't know that. And I think you guys know me as well to know that for me, body positivity to me is not a size issue. It's a well-being issue. There are people of all different sizes and shapes and all kinds of physicalities that are in wide ranges of health and well-being. We do know that if you are overweight, if you are obese, if you are, as I was, morbidly obese, you're putting yourself at risk. I mean, come on, don't fool yourself. I don't care how good you feel about yourself. You are putting yourself at risk. Like, if you smoke too much or you smoke at all, you're putting yourself at risk. If you drink too much, if you drive, like, being a human being, as long as you're doing anything that's not supporting you, you're putting yourself at risk. Now, that's a personal choice. I'm not getting into judgment about any of that. But what I will say is two things. One is, I had this conversation with somebody that was very upset because they went for a physical, and there was a lot of things, and they were very upfront with and they had not been to this doctor before. They were very upfront and kind of knew, based on past conversations, that they pretty much knew that this conversation was going to probably happen from the doctor. So they tried to make sure that they explained to the doctor their thoughts, their intentions, what they were looking for. They wanted to be looked at as the whole person, like all the parts of who they were, and really get a good understanding of them, because this was the first time that they were ever there. Didn't go so well. Person wasn't pleased. Person was upset. Person was really felt uncomfortable and told me that they'll never go back to them again. And it bothered me because I know this happens all the time. The doctors don't mean to do it. They're not being mean. It's just, I don't know. I'm a layperson. I don't know anything about what doctors are doing or what they're trained. But I gotta believe, And that's another reason why I'm bringing this up with you guys. I want to have the conversation with you guys so that you guys kind of get in this conversation, start sharing in our community here what that's been like for you over the years. Is this a common thing? Have you run into this? Are there things that you've experienced? Also, I got to believe you guys know some people. You may have a doctor that you go like, Jay, you have no idea. My doctor supports me in a way that this is an incredible thing to do. I am on a mission. I am on a mission to find articles, books, practitioners, doctors, people that are out there that are doing good things, that are a great example of how you can take somebody from wherever they are with their well-being, not just weight, but wherever they are with things, and how is it their bedside manner, their office manner, their now virtual manner, is serving people versus slaying people. That's why I do what I'm doing with Going Beyond the Scale. I'm doing this as a way from being a person that has been challenged my entire life with my weight and well-being, of being not always the best example for my family and friends of what to do, still practicing doing things in ways that still serve me versus slaying me. It always will be a practice. But I think this one thing is so critical, because if we're ever going to reduce healthcare costs, if we're ever going to have people actually be healthier, if we can get our heads and the doctors' heads and the other practitioners where we're actually in a conversation for what's possible versus what's not possible and all the things we shouldn't do, I think we can make some changes, and it's going to help everyone. So 2 things. I'm asking all of you guys, please, if you know of something and you've heard of something, an article, book, person, I don't care what it is, an association, an organization, I don't care. Please post it, share it with me. There are certain things, if you've been watching what I've been doing, there are certain things when I get the opportunity and the generosity of the time to spend with you guys to ask you. Certain things are like what I would call one and done. I'm going to share something with you. Maybe it's not earth shattering. Maybe it's just a reminder. Maybe it's something that really caused you to do something in this coming week, whatever. There are some things that I'm going to be relentless on because I think they're foundational and they're things that I'm passionate about, that I want to be a student of, and I want to be a practitioner of, and I want to be an advocate for. The area of medically paying attention to health and well-being in a way that we connect from people that are medically trained, and really, I want somebody who's medically trained taking care of me, whatever. The same way when I get on an airplane, I want somebody that's a kick-ass pilot flying me. I don't need to know anything more than that. Please, everybody pay attention to the right pilot. Same thing with a doctor. I'm not questioning the doctor. I'm just saying, for all of us lay people to actually access all the great things that doctors do to save our lives, there's a missing conversation. But I gotta believe there's people that are out there, and I'm on a search to find those particular people. So that's critical. The other thing I will say, even though this person shared this thing that really bothered them, what I will say, and this is what I will also mention, until we get to those doctors and you have that, you have the responsibility to open your mouth and have a conversation with your doctor or a therapist or whatever, and you tell them, like, this is important to me, and I need to understand where you are on this, and I need you to listen to me. And if you are willing to listen to me, I can maybe take on what I don't want to hear, but I need you to hear me and affirm, are you willing to stay in a conversation of listening with me? Because I do want to make a change for my well-being. And don't tell me the same old shit that you tell me all the time about eating fruits and vegetables or walking more or losing weight. We know that. That doesn't help. But you got to help me in starting to find out maybe it's some medical thing. Maybe I need to go to a therapist. But I need a partner in this. So yes, the doctor may make you feel horrible. But let's face it, guys. If anybody's going to make us feel horrible, who we tend to have had us feel horrible our entire life, it's ourselves. No matter what your background is, no matter what your parents did or didn't do, we are masters in making ourselves wrong. So I'm just going to say, until you find that doctor, until we learn some of these things, you need to step up to the plate and you need to take responsibility. Open your friggin' mouth and say what's important to you and take a stand. And that's your first step to well-being. Not what you're eating, not what you're exercising, but you need to get in a conversation with people that we all kind of need somebody to pay attention to where we are medically. Not good or bad, baselines like body composition. Not good or bad, you need to know where you're at. Blood pressure, cholesterol, sugar levels, like all the basic foundational stuff. You need to know where you're at. Any more than you need to know where your bank account is, or your gas in your car is, or the stuff in your refrigerator. Basic stuff. But it's on your butt to do it. So thank you for my rant. But I got to tell you what, it really bothers me that this keeps going on time and time again. And it's a real problem. I can't tell you how many people that they get so shamed by their doctor. And especially men. A lot of the men do this. They won't. Here's the great part with men. Men are so either shamed or so afraid, they just don't go to the doctor. Okay? I don't make that up. That's just kind of known. Most men won't do it. And so I'm going to get off the soapbox with this. Look, you guys know what needs to be done. I hope this helped in some particular way. But please, if you know of anyone, I said it before, I'm going to say it again, article, book, magazine, doctor, association, please share it here. Because I think we're going to find some solutions. And I really would like all of you guys to be in that conversation. Open up and share amongst us. And if you don't want to share it here, send it to me. And if you say, I want to share this, I got something to say, don't share it with anybody, I won't. Just tell me, don't share, but here, FYI, such and such. Go to share@jalenjacobs.com and let's continue the conversation. And even if you don't want to continue the conversation, sorry, but I'm going to continue it because I think it's wanted and needed, and people really are going to benefit from this. So as I always am, I'm a student of this. I'm going to be relentlessly out there listening and learning. So thanks again, guys. Enjoy your Saturday. I'll be back.